morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. It is Sunday yet again. I hope everybody's doing well. We got Danielle in the chat. We've got Deanna, Karen, Auntie L is here. Karen, did I say Karen already? I always do that. I have no idea. Melissa, Love Loathingly, Elizabeth is here as well. Hello, Ian. The amazing. Wow, that's a very kind intro for me. Had to take a break from sewing. Sail away. Got too warm. I get that. It happens. Layla's here. Hey, Layla. Good to see you. Jonathan's here. Good to see you as well. Hope everybody's having a great day. I realize that I didn't quite brush it down my beard as well as I should have. It was kind of sticking up a little bit, but anyways. Irish Sail Ladies here. Good afternoon, everyone. Rent paid and time to sew. Hope everybody's having a great day. Not many announcements today, just a few things going on. Don't forget, I still have the Disney sewing retreat going on in March of next year. So if you're interested in that, make sure to go over to my website, check it out, and get all the information about sewing with me and Leo. We have, I think, 3 people signed up so far, so very excited about that. And hopefully you will join us as well. It's going to be a great time for all of us, so check that out over on the website. Lots of things are happening in the background right now for Alaska, working on my sample quilt, and we are doing all the things. It seemed like it was like nothing happening, and then all the things happened. So, hey, Katie, good to see you. So everything's happening right now, and we are getting really, really close to all of that happening. So lots of stuff going on with that. Very excited for Alaska. Can't wait. Talked with some people yesterday on the Zoom who are going to be going on the cruise. So Kelly was there. Katie was there. They're going to be going on the cruise with us. So we're very excited for all the things. Someone else. There was someone else, and now I can't remember what it was. I will post. I had a request to make sure to post the Zoom information both on YouTube, Facebook, and on my calendar. This was the very last spur of the moment, like literally a week before, going like, oh, I need to have another Zoom. And so I was like, ew. So I did get it out there, but I will make sure to post it a little bit better next time, so that way everybody does know it's happening. I announce it here on the live streams, but it's, you know, sometimes life happens, so I will do a better job on getting that out there. Love Loathingly says, did you see the Cotton Cuts colorway posted? I did indeed see the Cotton Cuts colorway that they did post. I'm anxious to see what the other colorways are going to be. By the way, side note on that, I received an email from Cotton Cuts this week. Well, technically last week now, since we're Sunday anyways. They are going to be restructuring their ambassador program. So it sounds like they're putting a pause on their ambassador program while they revamp, and I have no idea what they're going to be doing to Cotton Cuts, but they are taking a step back to see what happens in the future, I guess. So I don't think I'm going to be an ambassador for Summit, as I think they're going to be stepping away from ambassadorship, or maybe they're going to, I don't know what's going to happen. But basically, long story short, got an email from them saying that the ambassadorship is on pause with all the ambassadors. I talked with Sean. Sean has also got the same email that I did, and so we will see what they are cooking up for us and see what happens in the future with them. So who knows what's going to happen. I am interested to see all the different things that they're going to be doing with, like, all the colorways. I'm excited to see all the colorways, and then see what they're going to be doing with the new ambassadorship. Blastoma's here. Good to see you, Blastoma. She says, hello, Ian, and hello, everyone. Hello. Kelly says, I found the link on YouTube. What link? What link are we talking about? Hey, John. Good to see you. John from our East is here. Good to see you. Love Loathingly says, oh, that's sad. I hope they find something that works for everyone. I hope so, too. I hope that they bring back their ambassadorship with an amazing program. So I'm excited to see what that all means for them. So they are obviously growing and evaluating and figuring out. So I'm excited to see, like, what does that translate to in the future. So who knows? Today, though, we are going to be working on something that more Purple Boutiques. Maybe, who knows? Today, we're going to be working with Creative Grids. We are all very familiar with this Creative Grids ruler. because I made it. It's right back here, actually. I'm knocking stuff over. Uh-oh. There it is. All right. So we all know this lovely block that I messed up on. Are you going to do hidden clues again? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be doing hidden clues. It just depends on a lot of things, actually. So who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe this is a clue right here. It's not a clue. Anywho, I have this block right here. This is the Hunter Star. And we're all familiar with... Where did I just put it? Oh, it's clear. I couldn't see it for a second. Hey, Doctor. Good to see you. So we're going to be using this tool again, and I'm going to get it right this time. This is from Creative Grids. This is their Hunter Star template. So this actually helps you make Hunter Stars. And for today's project, we are going to be using some fabric from my friend Kim. Kim, who does Mr. Bone Sews. She is the account manager for Mr. Bone Sews. She has put out fabric, and I bought this fabric with my own money. It was not given to me. I did purchase it myself. And I bought a bolt of each of the 8 different fabrics in it. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. So what I'm going to be doing today is I went through and I actually listed all of the colors, all the fabrics. There are 8 fabrics in the collection. There's actually a 9th, but it's a tote bag, so that doesn't really count for what we're doing. We're doing just the 8 fabrics. So I have fabric A, this is fabric A, and then I have fabric B. So today we're going to be working on a Hunter Star block that mixes these two together just like this. Zaza says, I have that t-shirt. I love this shirt. This is from Guys Sew Too. I love this shirt. I really, I thought you had PTSD from that block. I kind of do a little bit, but we're going to do it more correctly this time. So what I've done is, as you can see, I have cut 2 of these squares out and I've labeled them. I'm making a little chart so that way I can go through, and I've listed out what all the blocks I need to make, and I need to make 2 of each block. So today we're going to be working on putting together one of the blocks. We're going to make 2 of them in total, but for now we're going to make 1. And as I finish cutting, because as you can see I haven't finished cutting all of this, I will put the others into there and make the chart so that way I can remember that this is B fabric, this is C fabric, this is D fabric. Oh, thank you so much for that super chat, Liz. Air horn for you. Thank you so much for your kindness. I greatly appreciate that. That is so sweet of you. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I do have the instructions to hopefully remind me how to do this, because I was going to watch the tutorial video and then I forgot. So I do have the instructions with me. So we're going to walk through putting this block together the correct way this time. So cross your fingers that it all works out. The first thing that I need to do though is I need to take my 2 squares that I have of each fabric and I need to chop them in half. So that's what we're going to start off with. Def Diablo says, I had a Vegas strip that had some of those. They are so cute. They are incredibly cute. Kim did such a great job designing this fabric, and I think it's some of my favorite. I knew when I saw it, because I may have had a small sneak peek on it. I knew when I saw the fabric that I was going to want as much as I could possibly get of it. So I did work with her on getting full bolts of all of the different fabrics. So that's what, because I was like, I have to have some of that fabric. I absolutely have to have some of that fabric, and I need a lot of it. So cut the 2 light strips and the 2 light and dark squares from the second column of the cutting chart on the diagonal once to make 4 light and 4 dark triangles. So basically all I'm doing is I'm cutting my triangles right down the middle to make 2 triangles. Just that simple. Just that simple. I want to contribute to Mr. Bones' addiction. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, because we all know how much I love this fabric, and it's adorable. It's adorable fabric. How's everybody's week been? How have you been doing? What have you been up to? What have you been sewing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Josh is in the house. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Nice runway walk this morning, I believe. I was snooping over on Instagram, and Josh had posted a story of him walking on the treadmill to Runway by Lady Gaga. I was like, yes. All right, so I've cut those. So I now have 4 triangles of each fabric. So I'm going to set those back there. Oh, that was step 4. I have to start back on step 1. Oops. That's okay. Luckily enough, that is okay. We jumped ahead a little bit. I've forgot it actually. The instructions are weird because like when you look at them, they're like, this is not step 1. This is actually step 5. So, or 4. So I've got to go back and start back with step 1. See, we're already making mistakes again. That's okay. All right, so this is where I messed up the first time. So what we have to do is we have to take our 8 rectangles and we're going to cut them in pairs, 8 right or wrong sides together to make mirrored image units. So we're going to take our 8. So we need 4 and 4. That's what I messed up on last time, is I didn't do that. So I need 2 pairs of each. So I need 2 that are right and 2 that are left. And I think I'm going to double check again to make sure that I am cutting the correct ones. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 8. All right, what am I missing here? Let's see. Lots going on in the chat. Def Diablo working on Sunny Bloom's quilt. I just have the borders left. Good job. Excellent. Lifting and Stitching says, oh yes, got a nice fast-paced walk-in and managed low weights. Good for you. Good to hear that. I bet that felt good. Lily says, I went to see senior performances of Juilliard graduating dance class. Awesome. Very cool. Hand biting a quilt, says Dawn. I'm completing Central Illinois Shop Hop. Great deals. Quilt, Janet, that's awesome. Jonathan says, turns out I hate machine quilting, so I'm working on a dress instead. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Doctor said it's been awful. 12K surgery on the dog and now driving a rock. Just hit the windshield and cracked it. Oh no. I am so sorry. Jonathan just got to, oh, that's weird. Wonder what's going on there. Let's see. Carol's been trimming threads off the Becca quilt top to prepare for long arming. One quilt was made last year. The other one was made 20 years ago. That one will take me all week. Wow, goodness. Auntie Al says, yesterday I quilted 3 little quilts for foster care and plan to bind them today. I've had a crummy week, had to replace my central AC unit and have had a crown. My budget is crying. Oh goodness. Sounds like everybody's having some issues lately. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, everyone. I hope it all gets better for everyone. I think everybody needs a little bit of good juju this week, it sounds like. So I hope everybody has some good juju this week. I'm finishing the sashing on Card Trick Quilt. Oh, it sees a thumbs up. Weird. I just got all of the blocks finished. Good for you. Sorry about the dog. Yeah, Working on binding a quilt that was quilted last week. Ready to get it done. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to put this ruler back up here for now because I don't think I'm going to need it anymore today. We're going to work on taking these pairs, and I do have them right sides, or excuse me, wrong sides together. So I'm making 2. Every time I trim, I'm making 2, one right and one left. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that into our tool, and we're going to do a little trimmy trim on it. So I'm working to line everything up. That looks about right. So I'm going to take my rotary blade and just cut through there. So again, I have 2 of them. This is what I messed up on last time. I have 2 left and 2 right. So now I can put them over here. And we're going to do that with all of these. So 2 right and 2 left. Thankfully, when I cut the fabric, I did so that it was wrong sides together. So that way when I had everything good to go, I knew that I would have the exact pieces that I needed and not anything different. Let's see. Had to get the car service, says Zaza, $700. I'm wondering if they rebuilt it for that price. Zaza, at that price, if that was a rebuilt engine at $700, you got to steal. Like, whew. $700 would maybe cover an oil change here. I am joking, but just barely. Like, yeah. Yep. Car problems are kind of terrible. And that's actually why I sold or traded in my Ford Fusion, because I knew the problems were going to be starting soon. It was basically 10 years old, and I was very worried that it was going to start breaking down on me and doing the things. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and trade it in so that way I don't have to deal with the problems. It will be somebody else's problem. But I took good care of it. I took it into the shop to get its oil change every 6 months, which reminds me I need to actually schedule my next appointment so that way I can get in and get that done. Oh boy. Josh says I've gotten a couple. That's weird. I've had 2 ads to figure to import. That's weird. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh my, $700 in service for a car that's only 2 years old? Boo, don't like that. Don't like that. All right, so I'm going to come back over here. I've got my next color, and we're going to go ahead and trim both of those. This color, I'm doing everything kind of in sets since I have 2 fabrics that I'm working with. In the end, this quilt, I think this quilt is going to be really cool because in the end, it uses all 8 fabrics, and it's going to, I think it's going to be pretty neat when it's all said and done. Nikki says we're getting rid of my Nissan Rogue before it hits 90K. It's over 60K right now. It's a good plan. That's a good plan. Kind of what I did. Although mine only had 80,000 miles on it when I traded it in. 80, 85, something like that. So they were very impressed with the condition it was in. They were like, wow, it has low mileage and it's in really good condition. Liz says, just a heads up, I like when you call me Liz. Still trying to figure out how to change my name on YouTube to Liz It Is. Liz It Is. Should I just, every time I see your name now, should I just call you Liz It Is? All right, Liz It Is. I'm paying off my long arm before a new vehicle, says Melissa. It's probably a good plan. Jonathan says, I'm not made for warm weather. It's 85 degrees here and I'm grumpy. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I don't even know what the temperature is here today. We're not that far apart, but I feel like our weather is completely different. It's 83, so, I mean, we're similar. We are similar. All right, there is my last trim on these pieces. Let's see, Karen says I got 2 ads at the start, but then another ad came up when you were talking about today's project. I've noticed that the ads are getting more frequent. Goodness. That's worrisome, to say the least. Let's see. My car goes in on Tuesday, says Sam, for an oil change and an inspection, hoping that they find nothing wrong in their checks. See, that was the other thing, was I was worried that when I took my Fusion in, like when I moved to Virginia, I got my car inspected because obviously it needed to be inspected here in Virginia for them to do all the things, adulting. And so when they did that, I was worried that it wasn't going to pass, and thankfully they were feeling generous that day and passed it, even though in Texas the sun heats up that sunscreen, not the sunscreen, the tinting, window tinting, and it bubbles. And if I had kept that car for another year to get the inspection, they would have failed it due to the bubbles in the window tinting, and I would have had to gotten that replaced. So that was another reason why I was kind of like, okay, we need to go ahead and just trade this one in because it's going to cost money to do that, and why not just go ahead and trade it in and put that towards a new car instead of spending, a couple $100 on getting that done. So it's like, yeah. Judy says it's 79 in Maryland, not too far away. Marco says, I don't like summer in the North Carolina mountains because it gets humid. I grew up in Wyoming with no humidity. After 20 years in North Carolina, I am still not used to it. I can understand. I can understand. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the top of the corner tool, top corner of the tool to add smart corners to both ends of our 4 light and dark rectangles from the 4th column to make trapezoids. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our piece and we're going to line it up at the top of our tool, and we're going to trim both sides this time. Last time we were only trimming one. This time we're going to trim both corners off. So we're going to take it, we're going to flip it around, we're going to create a trapezoid. Why is it every time I hear trapezoid, all I can think of is trapeze? Is that just me? It probably is. It probably is. Just threw it under my desk. Goodness gracious. Did y'all see that? It just flew under my desk. This week I also found somebody posted the concert I went to at Red Rocks. They live streamed it on Twitch, and somebody took that and posted it on to YouTube. Should they have done that? No, it is not proper to screen record things and post them on the internet. But it was nice to see. It was nice to see what everybody else was seeing on the live stream. So that was cool. I love this fabric. This is so cute. I really want to make a shirt out of the Mr. Bones fabric. I think it would be super cute, which is this fabric, by the way. It's this fabric right here. I love it. Sydney says, hi Ian, watching from Royce City, Texas. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Old stomping grounds. Let's see. Linda says, Ian, can you show the pattern you are making, please? Absolutely. I'm making the Hunter Star. So this is what it's going to turn into when it's all said and done. And then I'm going to take all of the Hunter Stars that I'm making. This one, oh, I don't have a ruler over here anymore. This one is 14 and a half? Yeah, 14 and a half. This one's 14 and a half inches. I'm going to be making them in 12-inch sizes, so smaller than this one. Ian, did you ever make the Hunter Star like Tiffany did? No, I have not. I did not see how she made it, so I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I'll check out her video at some point showing how she did it, but this is what I'm doing for this one right now, because I actually learned how to use the tool correctly and not get backwards fabric. Like I said, I still have to cut the rest of this fabric. I have all the other fabrics. They're literally sitting on the floor in the other room because I need to still cut the rest of it. I was up until like 2 a.m. cutting this fabric to make sure I had everything good to go. As long as it's not the rotary cutter flying off. That is true. That is true. All right, so I have all my pieces now. All we're going to do is we're now going to take our lights and our darks and we're going to exchange them. So if I'm doing the dark fabric in the center, if I can grab the fabric. So if we're doing this fabric in the center, then we're going to use the purple fabric on the outside. So this fabric will be matching up to this fabric. That's what we're going to do. Ian, did you ever make... Oh, I already said that. My bad. My bad. So that's what we're going to be now sewing. I've cut everything for now. So now it's time to sew it all together. All right. I love that the corners are all trimmed off and I don't have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to sew all these pieces together. Oh, hi. Well, good morning, Bernina. She was like, let's go. Let's hurry. Let's do the things. Okay. All right. Slow down. Hold your horses. Let's see. Just making sure I'm doing this right. Corners, repeat the light star points. Use pins to hold in place. Nope. Nope. All right, I think I'm doing it right so far. We'll find out. We'll find out. Jonathan says, still waiting on Alaska quilt fabric to start shipping. Expected May of 2026. My behind. Which one? Alaska quilt fabric to start shipping. Which Alaska? Are you talking about the project for our cruise? Because they are on a delay with that. If you purchase the kits for Alaska, it is on delay due to I guess fabric availability. I don't know. There has been so much going on. We've got door prizes out the wazoo right now. I think I'm going to have to take like an oversized bag that will probably come back. Well, I was going to say it would come back empty, but I'm pretty sure Becca, Mary, and I are going to fill it up with either purchases we've made and or other things from the cruise. So... no, getting Halloween fabric from Fat Quarter Shop, but it's not in stock yet. Oh, got it. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm gonna have to take I'm literally having to take an oversized suitcase because Caterpillar they sent us 2 flip and fold 42s. Very excited about that, but that also means that I have to have a big suitcase to take with me. Let's see. Rachel says, hello, Ian. I haven't had any issues with ads here. 77 here in California. Glad to hear that you haven't had any issues with the ads. And also glad to hear that it is 72 there, or 77, excuse me, 77 there in California. All right, so now I'm doing the inverse. So we've done the center part being the dark gray fabric, and now it's time to flip it around. So now the center is the purple fabric, and now we're flipping our outsides to be the gray. Need suggestions, says Lily. I just finished a pillow top. Do you normally quilt it or just call it finished? Great question. Feel free to help our friend Lily in the chat, because I don't have an answer. Too bad you don't have a place to ship stuff early, or you didn't have to. I know, Melissa. I think I could probably ship it to the hotel, but I don't know how I feel about that, because you have to get the timing just right. Like, you don't want it there too early, you don't want it there too late. So like, yeah, you would have to get it pretty on point, and I don't know that I can do that. It's okay though. We'll use the space up. Trust me. We'll, between the three of us, Mary, Becca, and I, we will definitely figure out ways to fill it back up. So it will get used. It's just sucky to, have to pay an extra baggage fee, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Zaza says, I do love my flip and fold. I love mine too. I love mine too. And I'm very excited about it. So I'm excited that we get to give 2 away on the cruise. Haven't quite figured out what we're going to do in order to give those away. Like, there's always got to be, it doesn't always have to be, but, there can be. We're trying to figure out, like, what games or how do we want to give those prizes away, basically. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see, who is that? Stephanie. Stephanie just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Stephanie. I'm sure she'll be in the chat here in just a few minutes. Can you ship it to someone who lives in Seattle? I'm sure we could, but I don't know that we have anybody who would be able to meet us and, give us all the stuff, and like, it's just a lot of logistics, right? So there's a lot of logistics in figuring out, okay, can I ship it to somebody? Are they going to be available for me to pick it up and do all the things? So it's all logistics. Oh, thank you so much, Yelin? Yellen? I'm not sure if I'm saying that. The computer screen's way over there, so it's hard for me to see. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you in the chat momentarily. Let's see. Carol says, I quilt the pillow top, wet it to shrink the batting, block it, and then let it dry flat. Trim to the appropriate size, and then add the envelope backing. Can I read English? Apparently not. Apparently I cannot. Will shipping it cost more than an extra bag on the plane? Karen, it actually might. It actually could possibly cost more than just packing it on the plane. That's the other thing too, is figuring out, like, which would be cheaper. And more than likely, on the plane, probably is going to be cheaper. Sad to say. Sad to say. Ian, ship it to Shelby. It's possible. It is possible. But again, I don't want to. I don't want to just like. I don't want to just assume that she. Excuse me. I don't want to assume that she would do that. I'm sure she would be more than happy to, but I don't want to assume that. And also figuring out how much it would cost. So like I said, it may actually be cheaper to just take it on the plane with us. I don't know. I am working on a meetup. Shelby, Math Geek, did do a very nice thing and was helping me get some ideas of where we could do a Seattle meetup. I know many of you, not many of you, I shouldn't say many of you, several of you have asked for a meetup while we are in Seattle, and Becca, Mary, and I are going to stay a couple extra days. So we're going to stay a couple extra days in Seattle. Becca wants to go to the aquarium. I've been to the aquarium. It's awesome. So very excited about that. But yeah, we're going to spend a couple extra days in Seattle, and we know some of you who weren't going on the cruise but still wanted to meet up with us were hoping that would be the case. So we are going to do some sort of Seattle meetup. Details to come. Don't worry. I promise information will be out there, so don't freak out. I got to figure out where it's going to be first. That's the first step. Where is it going to be? Where are we going to be? I remember this taking a whole lot longer last time, so I don't know why this isn't taking as long. Maybe because I know a little bit more of what I'm doing? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Does anybody know if there are Dutch Bros in Seattle? I'm curious, because I know that they're kind of all over the West Coast. But if there are Dutch Bros, yeah, we're stopping. We're stopping. Let me get my iron warmed up, because that's going to be our next step. Hi, Roxanne. Ian, go to the Chihuly Glass Museum. It's right next to the Space Needle. Guess what? That is actually included in our pre-cruise tour. So we're actually going to do that the first day that we're in Seattle before we get onto the cruise ship. Melissa says we're apparently getting a Dutch Bros in Illinois. Awesome. I would pronounce the town name, but we know I'm going to mess that up. Google, yes, I know, Karen. Google Maps will tell me that. You are correct. You are correct. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take, let's see, with the trapezoid star point units wrong side up and the shortest edge of the center trapezoid closest to you, press both seams left. So we're going to put it face down, and we are going to... Nikki says we have Dutch Bros here in Jefferson City. I'm a Starbucks gal, but I should try it. You really should. Okay, so funny, Nikki, you say that, because I was a Starbucks boy, for sure. Starbucks was my thing. Starbucks all the time. And then Dutch Bros hit DFW, and I tried it, and I was like, oh. Dutch Bros is my favorite. Dutch Bros is now my favorite. I love Dutch Bros. Dutch Bros is amazing, and the only reason I drink Starbucks now is because it's the only thing here, pretty much. Like, there's no, I mean, there's a few coffee shops, but I haven't found, like, that niche coffee shop here in my town yet. So, I would love to. I would love to find that niche coffee place, but I just haven't yet. So, that being said, I am a convert from Starbucks to Dutch Bros. So, give it a try. You may end up being a convert like I am. Yes, there's Dutch Bros in Seattle. Woo-woo! I will have to partake while I am in the area. You know, it's funny, I went to Seattle back in 2014. That was the last time I was in Seattle. It was the only time I was ever in Seattle. Oh my gosh, look how perfect this one landed. Oh, it's going to be so cute. Look, 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 look. Look at that. Oh, it's so cute. It landed perfectly. Look at that. I love it. Oh, hey, Danielle says, no Dutch Bros in Seattle. Closest one is in Rennington. Rennington? Look how cute that landed, though. I love that. There's at least one of them in Seattle, but I haven't checked the proximity to the hotel. Good to know, Karen. I will definitely check into that. Anywho, long story short, definitely tried Dutch Bros, and you may end up converting to a Dutch Bros person like I did. I love some Dutch Bros, to be honest. I talk way too much about Dutch Bros. Y'all know me. Y'all know my obsession with Dutch Bros. Speaking of obsession, I think it's really funny because, so my friends, y'all know I turned 40 this year. Wah, wah. My friends have sent me, so our tradition, I think I talked about it already on the channel, but if I haven't, or if I have, please forgive me. Long story short, my friends have given me 40 gifts leading up to my 40th birthday on May 30th, right? So every day I've opened, they could be small, silly gifts. Like one of them was a pack of paper clips saying, "You're turning 40, so hold it together." There were supposed to be 40 paper clips, but there were actually 140 in there, so I was like, it works. But then another one was like a lollipop that says 40 sucks, stuff like that. Funny things. But they've also gotten me like a tumbler from Disney that has the monorails on them. They have all sorts of funny, like not funny, but like actual real gifts, right? Not just the funny haha ones. So it's been fun opening, a little present. And then I sent them a picture because they were like, just because you are not living in Dallas-Fort Worth anymore doesn't mean you are not escaping this tradition. Because that's what we do. When people turn 40, 40 gifts. So it's been fun opening those up. But it's also been funny because, like, seeing how well they know me. Because, like, the gift yesterday was a Doctor Who Mad Libs game. So how fun is that? But then there's also been a lot of Disney things. There's been sewing things. There's been a whole bunch. There's been a whole bunch of different things. Auntie L says, I don't drink fancy coffee. I like coffee with cream and sugar. Hey, I drink that most days. I drink just regular old coffee out of my Ninja coffee maker. Not sponsored. Most days. But on, weekends or road trips, I do indulge in the specialty drink. Let's see. Nikki says, I'm obsessed with Starbucks peppermint mocha, hot or cold. I love it. I do love the peppermint mocha around Christmas time. It's really yummy. Margot says, do you like dark roast, light roast better? Dark are my favorite, especially the chocolate desserts. Margot, I like kind of a medium blend, to be honest. I like all coffee, but I kind of like a medium, kind of your standard roast. Nothing too crazy for the most part. Every now and again, I'll get something, different. But for the most part, I stick with just, in the middle of the road. Dark roasts are good. Don't get me wrong. I will indulge in dark roast sometimes. There was there's a coffee, oh my gosh. There's a beer brewery in Fort Worth called Rar and Sons. If you've ever been to DFW or if you live in the DFW area, you know Rar and Sons, right? They actually came and talked to my beverage survey class. It was a class that we learned about beers, wine, spirits, and like where they came from, how they're made, all the things, stuff like that. So I wish my town had a Dutch Bros or a Coffee Barn and Tea Leaf. We have 3 Starbucks and can't stand their coffee. It tastes burnt now. After having Dutch Bros, like Starbucks tastes burnt. I just can't help it. Anyways, I'm not really a beer guy. Not a big fan of beer. But anywho, the one that I liked the most was like one of the darkest beers that they have, and I liked it because it had notes of coffee and dark chocolate, and that was immediately like, oh, now I understand why I like it. Now, will I drink a whole thing of it? No. I take a couple of sips off of it and I'm good. But it was interesting to me to be like, why do I like this so much? Oh, the coffee and the dark chocolate. Makes sense. What? Jonathan says, a 14-ounce ostrich steak impaled on a giant novelty pencil that says, Lordy, Lordy, I'm over 40? What? I'm so confused. What happened? Zaza says, my favorite coffee, it was Vietnamese coffee. It was delicious. I've never had that. No, have I? No, I have. I have had Vietnamese coffee because my friend took me to, in Carrollton, I think it was Carrollton, Texas. Maybe it's Irving. Maybe it's Las Colinas. I don't know, somewhere around in that area. If you're from DFW, you know exactly where I'm talking about. There is a 99 Ranch and a H Mart. There we go. There was an H Mart and a 99 Ranch, and in that little strip mall, there was Vietnamese coffee there as well, and it is very good. It is very good. Ian hasn't watched The Good Place. I have not. I have not. Nope. 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 Timothy Totten passed away. I don't know who that is. Timothy Totten. Liz it is. Who is that? Nikki says we have Dutch Bros, Starbucks, 7 Brews, and Scooters. Then there are locally owned coffee shops. We like our coffee in Jefferson City. Keeps all of us state workers awake. Fair enough. Fair enough. Carrollton, thank you. Thank you, Not So Famous. I appreciate that. Carrollton, Texas. I thought it was Carrollton, but I couldn't remember. Like, things are starting to blur in my... Funny story. I kid you not. This is about 6 months ago. If you're from the DFW area, you know what I'm going to be talking about as soon as I start talking about. There's a mall in Dallas called North Park. This is a mall that people go to be seen at, right? Like, it has the high-end shops and stores. There are security guards in many corners of that mall, right? Like, it's a very hoity-toity place, right? People go out to wear their diamonds and pearls, right? Yeah, okay. You get the idea. I was thinking about North Park. I hadn't been there in forever. And I was like, you know what? I really should go stop by North Park. I haven't been there in forever. I would love to go by Lush. I would love to go by the Apple store, the Lego store. I was like, oh, I need to go check that out. Maybe I'll go this weekend, right? And then I sat there, I'm like, wait a minute. That might be a little far. That might be a little far. I don't know. That might be a little far. So obviously I will not be going to North Park anytime soon. But I just thought it was funny that I was sitting there like, oh, I need to go to North Park. Oh, wait. He's a YouTuber, very sweet and funny crafter. Oh, that's so sad. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check him out. Loved watching Timothy. He was battling cancer and had heart surgery and caused complications. Judy, that is so sad to hear. Rose says, my favorite Dutch Bros is iced kicker cold brew with soft top. Thank you. That's what it was. I was trying to think of the name of the stuff on top, soft top. I live in Grand Pass, Oregon, where Dutch Bros originated. There we go. Sorry, I'm like running through my head of what I need to do. Okay, so that's what, okay, all right, I got back on track. I was trying to think of like, did I mix my fabrics up where I couldn't put them back together? But thankfully, this has really nice diagrams to show you all the things. Is my camera? Oh, my camera's doing weird things. Did you see that blip? It's not smooth. I don't know what's going on. We'll figure that out later. All right, so what we're going to do is we're now going to match up our things, our center fabric. So if you are, Tyson's Corner does have an ice mall, Zaza. You are correct. I have been to that one, and it is nice. It's just. I've been going to North Park my whole life, and then like all of a sudden, anyways, it doesn't matter. So here we go. We got this right here. Your center fabric is going to be the triangle that you put on. So I'm going to work on putting our triangle onto our piece. Push that button. So Not So Famous. Tyson's does have a mall similar to North Park, but it is not exactly the same, right? Like, it is similar, but it doesn't have the same feel as North Park, I feel like. Not quite the same. Similar, but not quite the same. All right, so what I just did there is I just put Valley on each side so that I'm matching it up to as close to center as possible. It doesn't have to be like perfectly exact, but I am going to put it as close as possible. Let's see. So Grants Pass gave us Dutch Bros and Jordan Fabrics. Is that this is a place I need to visit, says Katie. Sounds like it, Katie. Nikki says we had a North Park Mall in Joplin, Missouri. We used to hang out there in the 80s when I was in high school. It's funny how different places have similar names for different, you know, even though they're, you know what, I'm going to trim my thread, actually. I was going to just kind of chain stitch, but because if you look at these pieces, they don't go all the way to the end, right? There's like pieces hanging off on either side. So I was gonna like just chain piece, but because there's extra fabric there, I don't want to spend all that time going into just blank fabric. So we're going to trim and then trim the thread and just go on each piece. Liz says, Liz it is, says, coming up to Philly, I'll take you on a tour of the King Prussia Mall. They have everything from Spencer's to Tiffany's. What? Spencer's to Tiffany's? Did I do that the right way? I hope I did. Little end, little end, little end. I believe I did. I think we're good. I think we're safe. I put a lot of starch in this, so some of the fabrics are quite stiff, which I'm really kind of loving. I didn't honestly start starching or best pressing, whichever, is best press starch? I don't know if it is or not, but I never really started doing that until Becca taught me the ways of starching and pressing and best press and all that stuff, so. Anyways, yeah, come to Philly. Oh, rhymes with Russia. Prussia? I'm probably not saying that right. We know that this is the dyslexia. Oh, look how cute this. It landed right in the corner. Perfect in the corner. Love that. Love that. I texted Kim this morning. I was like, hey, I'll be working on your fabric on the live stream. She's like, what? I'm so honored. I'm like, duh. Because you're amazing. And this fabric, I've honestly been meaning to do this with the fabric for a year, I feel like. And so I was like, let's start in on it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Also, guys, don't forget this week we had the podcast come out. We had the podcast with Katie, the Greenland Quilter. She was on the podcast this week. Matt says starching is the best for small piecing, so much more accurate. Absolutely. It does help tremendously when you are trying to piece everything correctly. So yeah, I agree. They also have a Lego store. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love the Lego store. Judy says, hi, Ian. Judy from Oklahoma, just joining. Better late than never. A Dutch Bros was recently put in Burleson, Texas, where my daughter lives, and I still have not been there when we have visited. Well, you need to put that on your list, my friend. If you enjoy coffee, even if you don't enjoy coffee, if you like other drinks, teas, lemonades, smoothies, they have a little bit of everything for everyone. So highly recommend checking them out. Next time you go through, stop in. Tell them Ian sent you, and they'll be like, okay, who's that? They'd be like, oh, it's this cool guy on YouTube. And they're like, cool, great. What do you want to order? Just kidding. Just kidding. They'll have no idea who I am, but... let's see. Liz it is says, love the Green Quilter on your podcast. She had me in tears and laughing. I'm so glad to hear that. She was great. She was awesome to talk to as always. So glad we got her on the podcast. We'll have another episode, not this week, but next week. Deborah says, I made it. I was doing yard work before I came to work and almost forgot about YouTube. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Good to see you as always. Judy says, we'll be there next weekend for grandson's graduation. Definitely plan to visit at least once. I would just try it once. Important tip, if you go to the drive-through, because they only have, well, they have a walk-up window, but they also have a drive-through. Not all their drinks are on that board. So they have a website that you can go look at the full complete range of drinks that they have. And you can always customize your drink. You can add in extra things. Here I am sitting, selling it like I am sponsored by them. I'm not. But just know, like, what you see on the board is not everything that they have. They have quite an extensive menu. You just might have to, check it out online before you actually go to the shop. My first experience with Dutch Bros was in Oregon while I was in Oregon while visiting daughter. Love them. Oh, okay, cool. Then you know exactly. Never mind. You already know the magic that is Dutch Bros. See, this is the hard part about my job here on YouTube is I only glance at messages and I can try and digest them as quickly as possible, and sometimes I don't quite grasp the full meaning of them. Glad to hear that you understand and know. But yeah, that goes for anyone. If you have never been there before, don't think that the drinks on the board are all that they have, because they have a lot. I love the workers. They are also personable and can be very funny at times. It's not just pick up coffee experience. Exactly. I love their employees. There was actually a TikTok that made me laugh because they went to a Dutch Bros and it was obviously staged. It wasn't real, but it was very I feel like it could be true because they were ordering. And so if you've never been to Dutch Bros, you don't drive up to the window to order. They have people on iPads usually, unless there's bad weather. They have people on iPads out there, and they take your order from the iPads. And there was this one person, and they were ordering, and the person on the iPad taking their order was like climbing into their car window and like landed on their lap and was like, yep, It was like, I know this is a joke, but it kind of feels true. Cindy, hello. Cindy, hello. Cindy says hello from PA. Hello. Hello. But yeah, Judy, I think you understand like how true that TikTok felt. It was like, yep, that is accurate. Accurate. Boop a doop a doop a doop. Great description of the employees. It's true. It is very, very true. Def Diablo says, makes me feel blessed to have an app with an order ahead option where I live. That is... They introduced order ahead at Dutch Bros shortly before I left DFW. All right. So now we're going to press. Which way do we press? That is a good question. Press seams open. So we're going to press these seams open. Press these seams open. La 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 la. Open, 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 open. I love my mini Aliso iron because it makes pressing these seams so much easier. You're welcome for a new karaoke song. You're welcome, everybody. Gosh, I remember listening to the radio and hearing those jingles. 96.7 K-Love. I don't know if that's the right number or not, but that comes to mind, and I'm going to go with it. DFW folks, you know. All right. That's pressed. Press it that way. I'm not looking at the chat right now. Sorry, guys. I'll be back there and just... Oh, my gosh, look how cute. Ah, it's so cute right there. It's so perfectly framed. I love it. It's so cute. Let's see. Hello, Ian. Fern in the UK. Missed the start. What are you making? I am working on making. So I'm using the Mr. Bones Sews fabric. And I am making a Hunter Star block using the fabric. I'm going to take all 8 fabrics in her collection and turn it into a Hunter Star block quilt, basically pairing all the fabrics with each other and doing 2 of each block. So there will be 2 of this block when it's all said and done. And then I will turn that whole thing into a quilt. When I will get that done, I don't know, but it will happen at some point. This may be a project we work on a bit at a time. So, you know, every now and again we'll pop into a live stream and we'll have it working on it. Other times we may not. We'll just see how it goes. Shelby's here. She says, happy Sunday all. We just was catching up on an audiobook and forgot to join. Whoops. Judy says, I got a regular sized Aliso for Christmas. It was a present for myself. Well, that's awesome. I love my mini Aliso. I love my big Aliso. Although so my big Aliso, it needs to get cleaned because when I was pressing all this, I did a lot of pressing and it ended up getting a lot of starch on it. So I need to take a, I think you can use a dryer sheet to clean your iron. So I need to do that because it's kind of yucky right now. It's kind of yucky. All right, so there's one set. Let me work on doing the other set now. Nikki says, I'm going to make another Halloween quilt. It will be my 4th Halloween quilt. No complaints from me on that. None whatsoever. I love a Halloween quilt, and I need to make more of them because my shelves of Halloween fabric are overfloweth. Literally spilling out onto the floor right now, so need to work on cleaning that up. Linda says, hello, Ian and chat. What Creative Grids ruler are you using? I am using the Creative Grids Hunter Star Trim Tool. It's clear, so it's like really hard for you to see it, but it's got the corners cut off, and then, yeah, all that. So I do like the ruler. I think it's a good ruler. Let's see. Def Diablo says, I'm in Phoenix, East Valley area and have 3 Dutch Bros within 3 minutes drive. I also have like 5 Starbucks within the same range. When we were in Phoenix, we definitely stopped at a Dutch Bros. And I introduced Becca to the magic that is Dutch Bros. We're going to spend this whole live talking about Dutch Bros. It seems like what's happening here. Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros. Two more to go. Come on. Open up. There we go. Sometimes it's hard getting the seams to open. I usually like to finger press my seams and then I'll go back in with the iron. Sometimes I can guide my finger like just ahead of the iron so it works, but yeah. Oh, this block is going to be so cute. I love it. Katie says, oh, Ian, you will probably like the Charmed PMQ, whatever it's named. I think I will do that one, but the Scarlet Treasure is gorgeous too. Oh, did they put the colorways up? Katie, did they put the colorways up, or somebody else in chat? Did they put the colorways up on the... I'm going to have to check that out. You're going to make me look at my phone. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Tell us about that delightful purple bowl in front of your on-air... Oh, Jonathan. Well, thank you for asking about that. Yes, they did. Okay, I'll have to pull out my phone. We're going to look at that here in a second. All right, so this, I was going to talk about this in my monthly recap, but I'll show it here on here. This is the bowl that I made. I did glass blowing. Jonathan did not give me this bowl. I made this bowl myself. Yes, that's what I asked earlier. I thought you knew. Oh, I'm sorry, Love Loathingly. I apologize. This is my bowl that I made. I made this bowl. I made it myself. I took a glass blowing, not really a class, but like I went and they helped you do the things, right? So I did not actually blow the glass. The person who works in the lab or in the glass, what do they call that? Anyways, the person that I already know I'm doing the Northcott line. I'll have to check that out. All right. So yes, the person helping me blew into the glass to make it happen, but I shaped it. So a workshop, thank you. I literally shaped this glass. I chose the color, I put the color on the glass, I shaped it. It is not perfectly shaped, but that is okay. I love it. It's gorgeous. It really picks up the light. Can I the lights are kind of reflecting the glass a little too much. So, but yeah. I love it. I really love it. So, yeah, it turned out great. I would love to do this again, and Becca wants to do this, so maybe at some point she and I will go up to Baltimore. If you need a glass blowing workshop place recommendation, let me know. I have a great place. Thank you to Leo, a different Leo than the one that y'all know. Leo told me about it because he does glass blowing and glass work. And I love it. I really love it. He took me up there, showed me the ropes, and said that I did a really good job. So I'm excited. I love it. I really love it. It just arrived yesterday. It wasn't supposed to be here until Monday. So very excited that it came early, and now I got to figure out what to do with it. Katie said that I needed to put a electric tea light in it, and I think that's a great idea. I need to do that. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm looking over. The Cotton Cuts did post. Thank you to whoever put it out there. Oh, wow. That one's kind of cool. I'm looking over. You're getting my first impressions of everything. Okay. All right. All right. There's one or two on there that I am like, okay. All right. I could do that one. Interesting. Okay, so I did not have this set up, so obviously I can't do it from the computer, but we'll do it this way. So these are the colorways for Cotton Cuts. Oops. No, not the thumbs up. No, not thumbs up. Go away. These are the colorways for Summit. So if you want to check these out, these are over on Cotton Cuts website, cottoncuts.com/get-started. There's the Tula on there. I'm doing a really bad job, but I'm literally just kind of showing y'all real quick here. Scrolling through the phone. Yes, Cotton Cuts does have their colorways up for Summit. That's it. So those are the colorways, just quick glance. Again, if you want to check them out, go to cottoncuts.com/get-started. Oops, that's the wrong button. Yeah, I don't know. I do. Head over to cottoncuts.com/get-started. Which colorway do you think, if I was to choose one, yes, let's take the Tula Pink out. Let's say that I wasn't going to do the Tula Pink one. Which of the other colorways do you think I would do? I'm just curious to see what y'all think. Which of the colorways, which one do you think I would do? If I was to choose one and I wasn't going to do the Tula Pink one, which one do you think I would do? Sorry guys, throat is a little scratchy at the moment. It's always because I'm pushing my voice. I should really go get voice lessons is what I need to do. Liz it is says the greens or blue ones. Deborah says the scarlet, red, black, and white. Zaza says you need to show them again. My tiny brain has already forgotten the options. That's okay, Zaza. That's okay. It's just a fun little thing. Dreamweaver or Cool Blue, even though it has some florals. Charmed, the one with the cats. Interesting. Everybody's kind of across the board. I'm seeing like blues and greens, scarlet and red, charmed, mystical, Halloweeny, says Katie. So I'm going to be honest with you. It kind of jumped out at me a little bit. I do like the Charmed. Charmed is definitely on the list. Charmed is cute. I like Charmed by Andover Fabrics. Dreamweaver is nice. I do like Dreamweaver because it's kind of got that rainbowy whatever. But I might go completely outside my comfort zone and do Scarlet Treasure, because that black, white, gray, and red is kind of awesome. So I don't know. I don't know. Now, to be honest, I don't know that I'm going to do it. Since, you know, who knows what's going on with the ambassador program. Obviously, I would spend my own money. I would not ask for them to, you know, just send me a quilt, because obviously I'm not an ambassador at the moment. So, and who knows though, they could bring back the ambassador program before it gets started. I don't know. But I do like that black, white, and red. That one's pretty, I don't know. It's kind of awesome. Deborah, you did. You did indeed. None of it. Josh says, none. Make up your own. Oh my gosh. Doing that again would be some work. It was work to make the one that I did. It was a lot. It was a lot. All right. So now what we're going to do, coming back to this project. Let's see. Love Lovingly says Scarlet Treasure is very cool, but I hope that the white isn't the main color, because it would be a no-go for me. This is thinking about that for my nephew. He starts UGA in the fall, and those colors are perfect. That would be a good quote for him. All right, so I'm going to take my pieces now. You can kind of see in the center there, there's a little bit of a center square. We take our two pieces and we sew them together. And the cool thing is they have actually done the work for you, and you can actually nest these seams whenever you're sewing it together. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, am I getting in this placement right? You don't have to worry about that, because the seams are nested and you can just go in and sew. You can just go in and sew those pieces together. Remember, when we're putting this together, this is going to make 4 individual pieces that all get put together into one quilt block. So again, it is nested seams right here in the center, because right now one of my pieces is a little bit longer than the other, because there's a little bit of bias there. So I'm going in and I'm able to nest those seams up to make sure that they are locking into place. If you don't know what nested seams are where the fabric the seam allowance is going in 2 different directions, so they almost lock into place like puzzle pieces. It's really great for putting quilts together that way. It makes it so much easier to kind of line everything up and get it in the right place. Now, is it going to be perfect? No, of course not. It will never be 100% perfect, and I'm going to have a little bit of, you know, a little variation in it, but it still helps it get a little easier lined up. It helps you to line it up a little more easily than if you didn't have that. Margot says, I love how your block is turning out. You've made great use of the fabric character. I think this is going to be really cute. I really think it's going to be adorbs when it goes together. Some of the fabrics are not going to work perfectly together. There's a dark purple and a black in this collection. And so those, you know, those aren't going to be the best combination, because it's a dark on dark basically, but overall I think it's going to be just fine. Shelby says, I love my Crimsonette Flyway quilt in black, white, and red. It's kind of a callback to that in a way, Shelby, I feel like. feel like it. You know, I was sitting here saying, oh, we were going to finish early, but here we are almost an hour and 30 into today's live stream, and I think we're going to be finishing right on time because we had to take a break. And look at those colorways. Right? Like that was a must. So we might be finishing right on schedule. There we go. It's because we're distracting you. Maybe a little. Maybe a little. That's okay, though. Not a big deal. All right. Let me press these. Does it tell me how to press these? Press seams open. So we're going to press our seams open again. And momentarily, we'll use our tool again. Because our tool will help us to sew or to trim it down, basically. So we'll trim down our blocks to be the correct size, and then we sew them all together. So we will press this seam open. Thank you, whoever, I think it was Katie that pointed out that their colorways, somebody pointed out that the colorways were posted. I think that was Katie. Thank you for posting, for saying that, because I was curious what this colorway was gonna, or these colorways were gonna look like. I was just talking about that, actually. Y'all were here, y'all know. Almost. Oh, this is so cute. I can't wait to show you this block when it's all sewn together. It's super cute. And some of these, like, little places where Mr. Bones is popping up is super cute. I think the print might be just a hair bigger than like the block size. So is this the perfect use of this fabric? I don't know. Maybe if I had gone with the larger Hunter Star that I have next to me, if I had gone with a larger size of it, it might have been a little better, but overall, I think it's gonna be super cute. All right, so I've done that. So now I'm going to take my tool, and it has these little markings on the inside. It has these little white lines on the inside. Live stream sewing is unbelievably slow unless you're Tiffany. This is true. This is true. It is very true, Zaza. So now I'm going to take my tool, and I think I hold it this way. Yep, I put that off to the side. I'm going to use my tool now, and it has little squares to show you where you need to line up in the center and on the diagonal. So now I'm going to take my rotary cutter and just cut across there. And then we flip it and reverse it. And we'll do that again. Trim and trim. So there is a little bit of waste. You have a little bit of waste, but I would rather it be a little bit bigger and trim it down. So this is what our block, look at that. Look at that, it fit perfectly in the corner there. So this is what we've got. This is what we got so far. And you're like, I don't see the Hunter Star yet. And I tell you, wait. Nay, nay. Wait. that up. And trim. And trim. Flip around. I've got a little dog ear right there. Put it back down, line it up. There it is. Right there. So we'll trim that right there. And trim that right there. There is 2. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. Susan says, good afternoon, everybody. My dinner is in the crock pot, small roast onions and potatoes. I'm going to be going over to Becca's because she has chicken Alfredo, I believe, in the crock pot. So she invited me over and I will be going to chow down. Flip that around, line up my markers again. That's right about there. Trim and trim. There we go. One more. What's that, Banana Joe? Did she pop into the chat? She sure did. Good to see you, Banana Joe. Oh, it is right. Okay. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Something's not right. No, it is right. It is right. It's super cute. It's so cute. All right. That lines up in that corner. That lines up in that corner. Just like so, and then we'll trim. I wish I had an overhead camera. That's one of the things when I get my house and build my studio, I'm having an overhead camera because I hate that y'all can't see what I'm doing over here. It will happen. It will happen in time. Close enough. Close enough. All right, so I have all 4. It's so cute. Okay, so now it is time to sew all of these together, and we will have our block put together. All right, so I'm going to line this up. I'm going to try and get this as close to perfect as possible. Thankfully, they're pretty close, so there's not too much overlapping or anything like that. Trying to match up my points. As best as possible. Let's see. We had our first Sunday barbecue of the year. That sounds delicious, and you're not bringing me any? Rude. Rude. Put that right there. And right there. And sew that. There we go. Dutch Bros is much better and cheaper than Starbucks, plus they have food now, so there's been no need to go to Starbucks. Cindy, I agree. I agree. Oh, look who is in the chat. Mr. Bones Sews is in the chat. Did I miss you before? Mr. Bones. Did I miss you before? All right, let's press this. It doesn't tell, it probably tells me how to press this, but I don't press seams. It says to press seams open. I probably should actually. I probably should press these open. I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna press them to one side so that way I can nest my seams together. But since I'm gonna be making a full quilt of these, and I don't know exactly where they're going to end up, I figure it probably is best if I do press my seams open. So that way I don't have to worry about if I, you know, have one seam going one way and then I'm, you know, have it going the other way and blah, blah, blah. Probably be easier just to press them open and go from there. Just got here. Mr. Bones Sews just got here, everyone. All right, well, you are in perfect time because you get to see the final assembly as this block comes together. I do like nesting seams better. I think that it helps a lot to have nesting seams, but also these blocks are, since we're just trim them, there's not going to be too much variation in them. Well, yeah, we got a celebrity in the chat, everyone. Mr. Bones is here. Everybody say hello to Mr. Bones in the chat. I suspect that Kim is probably having to finagle the keyboard for Mr. Bones because it would take him probably 20 hours to type one message out. He'd have to run across that keyboard. Yeah, this one does come together fairly fast. If I wasn't sitting here and chatting with you, it would take a lot less time. But sitting here talking with everybody does take it a little more time. Need to go lurk mode for a few. Speaking of coffee, my Sumatra single origin dark roast called my name. That is fair. That is fair. Josh says, hi, Mr. Bones. Where you been? The orthopedic? Finished my region for the North, excuse me, for the, Susan, for the All Pacific Northwest Shop Hop on Friday. That's awesome. I have not. I have not. I have the hiccups. So again, this block is going to make a block that is 12 inches by, well, finished at 12 inches by 12 inches, 12 and a half by 12 and a half. Oh my gosh, I just flipped it over and saw it. And you're not ready for this cuteness. You are so not ready for this cuteness, everybody. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if you're ready for this jelly. I don't know if you're ready for this jelly. All right, let's see. Nikki says, I love watching Mr. Bones. I like his new furniture he's got. Super cute. It is super cute, isn't it? All right, here we go. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Wah! Ah! Look how cute that is. And look how perfectly Mr. Bones just peeks in some of the points. Like this one right here. I mean, like, can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Look at that. Look at that. It's so cute. So love this block. I'm going to make 2 of these. Remember, each block is going to have 2 Mr. Bones fabrics in them. So I think it came out perfect. Can't wait to see what it looks like when I get all the blocks put together. But that is a super cool block. I think the Hunter Star is going to be perfect. Kelly says, what's wrong with the green one? Well, Kelly, with the green one, this one's messed up because I cut fabric the wrong way. So this, I cut it the wrong way. So when I sewed it in, it's backwards. If I show you the back side, you see those brighter blocks, or the brighter pieces right there. The fabric is backwards. Thankfully, most people can't tell. It just looks like a design choice when I show it like this. So it's not bad. But I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. But anywho, I love it. Mr. Bones has some like really nice cameos in there. Some really perfectly placed. We got his legs. I mean, look, just like legs. Toss, toss, leg. Mr. Bones, have you done the toss, toss, leg soundbite yet? I feel like maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you have or not. But anyways, really cute block, 12 inches when finished. So I need two, I'll need to make two, another one to make two of these. And then all of the other fabrics are going to have two as well. Super cute block. I freaking love that. I freaking love that block. It is adorbs. Scratches on there too. It's great. It's greatness. Kelly says, yep, I couldn't tell, but now that I can, now that you pointed it out. And that's a good thing. That's good. Oh, Mr. Bones, I know the next social media video for you. Toss, toss, leg. So anywho, but yeah, so there are 8 fabrics in the collection that I'm going to be using. In fact, as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to be going to cut the rest of the fabric. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I did. The instructions give you how much fabric you need to cut, but it doesn't tell you if you want to make a quilt how much fabric to cut, because there are 3 different sizes of block, and it doesn't account for how many blocks you need. So I did some math, but then I did ChatGPT. Since I'm making 14 blocks, because right, if I'm doing all 8 fabrics, but I didn't want to put the same fabric in the same block, right? So it's technically 7 blocks, right? Because there are 7 fabrics in coordination with each other. Did that make any sense? I don't know. I didn't want to have the same fabric in the same block, right? So I had to have 2 different fabrics. That brings us down to 7 combinations, or 7 blocks. I'm not explaining this right. Anyways, long story short, I figured out that I needed so much fabric for one. I know, me doing math, it's not great. Anyways, I needed X amount of cuts of the fabric for 1 block. Multiply that by love-loathingly, let me tell you, I was very careful because I was like, I don't know if this is right. So I did put all the things into ChatGPT, and I was like, if I wanted to cut fabric off of a bolt, and here are my measurements, how much fabric off the bolt do I need to cut? And I sat there and I scrutinized the results that it gave me, because I was like, is this correct? I scrutinized those instructions, but it told me to cut 2 yards off the bolt and go from there. I was like, okay. So last night I was like, all right, we're gonna, I looked over them one more time and I was like, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. And it came out perfectly. It really did. I have a small section left over, but that was accounted for in the instructions. It did give me some wiggle room, so I knew I was going to be left over with about 1/4 yard of fabric, which is actually perfect because I'm cutting the binding out of those strips. So I will have binding when I'm all said and done. I will have my binding strips also already cut, ready for it. So I did use ChatGPT. I did triple, quadruple. I think I even went over it a quintillion times to make sure that it was giving me the correct answer, and it was this time. So how are you going to arrange the 14 blocks into a quilt? It's going to be 7 across, 8 down, and then I'm going to randomize the blocks. So again, there'll be 2 of each block, so there will be 2 blocks randomized throughout as best as possible. So yeah. Yeah, I don't math well either, but it was correct. It was correct in this case. It did give me the right amount, so I have the right amount of fabric. And after I get off live stream, I'm going to go finish cutting the rest of it, so it'll be prepped and ready. Do we want to work on this again next week? Do we want another combination to work on next week, or do we want another project? Let me know in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, let me know if you want to work on another block like this using 2 more fabrics, or do you want to move on to another project? We'll figure that out this week and we'll go forward from there. What? Zaza says I got an ad and the guy looks just like you. What? What was the ad for? Hopefully it wasn't, I'm going to censor myself. I'm going to censor myself. Jonathan says, more of this. Zaza, you are correct. I was very, I was like, is this right? And it is right. It is right. So as far as I can tell so far, it is right. So we're doing okay at the moment. More of this, says Gloria. Okay, more of this. Jonathan also said more of this. So maybe we'll do another set of blocks. Mr. Bones, it looks like we're going to be doing another set of fabrics next week if you'd like to join. I don't want to make you run across that keyboard and have to keep typing things, but yeah. Looks like we'll take another combination of fabrics next week and work on those. Nothing personal, just cars. What? Nothing personal, just cars. I feel like I missed something. More of this. I missed the live. Okay, more of this. Whatever you feel like sewing. Awesome. Keep doing what you did today. All right. All right. Well, we will continue working on this next week. I think we have, yep, we're basically on time. So worked out well. Thank you guys for joining me today. I don't think I have any recap announcements. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the good things. And Katie says more of this. I'm loving the fabric. Me too. I love this fabric line. I think it's super cute. So we'll work some more on it next week. I'll go cut and we'll get ready for next week. Oh, just cars. Oh, right, Zaza. You were talking about the cars. Got it. Nothing personal, just cars. Cool. That makes sense. I was like, what? But I forgot 2 seconds ago I asked what the commercial was about. Anyways. All right, guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you all next week when we're working some more on this Hunter Star Mr. Bones Sews quilt. I can't wait to finish this one up. It'll be a little bit, but I'm very excited for this one. It's going to be super cute, and I'm already loving this block, so can't wait. Remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. Remember, normal is just a setting on the dryer. I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.